Hey there guys, alright. I'm at a Walmart. Yes, I'm at a Walmart. And guess what? I'm back at the first store I made my very first video. So this is one of the newer super centers. They have glycol, rack B and C. And I like this setup here. They have a evaporative condenser attached to each one. So a dedicated evaporative condenser to a rack. That's rack C for Charlie. I got rack B right there. Both of them are, someone left the door open. Well, both of them are glycol. And I got rack A, my low temp, which this is CO2. I got a call for compressor A oil fail. So we're gonna get into this rack right here, made by Hill Phoenix. And we're gonna check it out, see what happened. So let me open this up and we'll get into it. Okay, got my rack open up. On my compressor layout, I got 4 compressors. 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th one back there. All 3 are running. This is the one I need to look at. This is an O-bar controller, Opus. They like to nickname it Slopus because it's so slow. Okay, this is can't really see too good. I'm not going to really show you the screen that much if I need to. It's too sunny right now. It's hard to see. But this controller controls just the rack and the condenser and basically everything on this rack. CO2, compressors, condensers. Everything else, the cases and everything like, there's another separate controller just like this one in the electrical room. That just nothing controls just the cases, defrost, and so on and so forth. So right now we're gonna get into this one here, but real quick, I'm gonna give you a quick overview of this rack. So on this side, you got my CO2 panel right here. Hold on a second. Let me put this clip on. That holds the door. It's a little windy out here right now. These aren't made very well because they're aluminum, so they snap. I went to a few stores already. Oh well, that's all right. Went to a few stores already that the wind was so hard that it just snapped. So, okay, back to the store here. Okay, we got our pump 1. This circulates the liquid CO2. Pump 2, and you got only 2 pumps. You also got a pump reset here. Case this lights, which this light is on right now, as you can tell. So we're gonna check that out as well. Pump warning, that's okay. Defrost shutdown is on. You want that on, even though, see, a lot of Walmart stuff is the opposite of what you think. So defrost shutdown is on. That's what you want it at. But it's really off, if that makes sense to you. So defrost shutdown, that's the light for this. Your pump valve, so right now it's closed, which is the switch is closed. You don't want it to. Once you open the switch, then it shuts down and it starts pumping down. It shuts down all the solenoids to the cases and it starts pumping down the rack. So that's like for service or something like that if you want to do that. And this is just your light right here and your manual liquid operation. Okay, here is the important part. This is your levels. So you want your level, your CO2 level, to be around 25. That's your average level that you want. You have liquid 15% liquid warning, and then you also have a 50% liquid level amber light, which is you're getting low. And then your 15% warning light, which is you're in the red zone. You want to start taking a look at that, adding CO2, try to find where that leak is from. So let's see where we're at right now. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. So to me it looks like we are probably in the red. Boom. We are in the red. But keep in mind, we got a compressor off. And you got to be at suction pressure. All the chillers have to be running. I'll go over that real quick. For the CO2. Because if there's no chillers, if all the chillers ain't running, then you're going to get a inaccurate CO2 level. Which means that if all the CO2 chillers are running full capacity, then you get a true CO2 level. But if one's down, it'll throw you off. So you don't want to automatically start adding CO2 thinking you're low. You want to make sure you get all your compressors running, and you want to make sure that you get all your chillers running before you start adding CO2, because then if you start adding it, you can way overcharge the thing, and that's not good. So that's the panel for this. There's all your components. These are your Novar AI boards, address boards, your Novar relay outputs. They got manual switches on there. These are the controls, the RCC 521. These control, let me see, these control the pumps, I believe. I gotta see how many chillers there are. If not, I think they're the chillers. I gotta look at that. I'm almost positive they're the chillers, because we got our own. Yeah, these are for the chillers. And then you got your phase monitor. You got your pumps. Right here, one's pulled in. Only one should be running at all times. And let's go take a look at the tank. The vessel, they call it. Let me close this up, because this is... Alright, this is the CO2 vessel, the storage tank. Ooh, look at all that. Alright, we got a pump. Yeah, it's completely isolated. It's back here, you can't really see it. But this is the pump right here. Completely enclosed in insulation. Right there, it says pump 2. Hard to focus. Pump 2. Ball here. Okay, you got your filters right here. Alright, this is the important part right here. You got your sensors for your vessel, for your liquid level. Okay, here's where all these sensors come and play with the lights. You got your 15%, 25% was where you need to be, and see where that level is. It's about halfway. And then you got 15%. So these are all the sensors, and I believe these are 120 volt sensors. Or they're 220. I gotta double check that. I haven't really messed with these too much. But this up here is your charging tree. I don't know if you can see that, but it says charging station. Right here, you got your filters. And this is where you would charge the CO2 if you were to add any in. Not here, but actually right here. These right here. On either side, however many you want to charge at a time. And what we do is we get our hose and we run it down through the floor on into the sales floor, down from the ceiling onto the sales floor. Because these CO2 bottles are too heavy to bring upstairs. So we just run it from the sales floor. It's the shortest spot to hit the rack. And you got your pump differential pressure switch here. Transducers. You got your CO2 liquid vapor separator. So you got your vapor coming in. After it goes through the chillers, you got your liquid coming in. So and it separates the. Let me zoom it back. And it separates the liquid from the vapor. So I'll show you on the other side where the chillers are. Alright, so this is the other side of the rack, the back of my tower there for this rack. Okay, we're gonna go into this back of them. So these are called evap condenser number 1, which are, we just basically call them chillers because they're chilling down the vapor CO2 that comes from the cases downstairs. It goes through here and chills it down to a liquid form, and it just feeds into the, comes down, feeds right into the top of the vessel. And then you got your electronic expansion valve here that you know, helps chill the CO2. Basically the way it works. All right, so this is the other chiller, chiller number 2. So this is melting pretty quick. Something's going on. Usually this is like a nice firmer ice, if you want to say. It's not melting as fast. You can tell how it's all melting. So something's going on. We're not getting enough refrigeration going in here. Maybe it has something to do with that compressor. I'll check the suction set points to make sure it's holding suction. But we'll take a look at that. And then, so this is your suction. Ties into a common suction. It goes up here to the top of the this is refrigerant going in here, 407A, and this is where it feeds it into. So again, this comes in, goes around, and it goes into here as a subcooling. And then it pops out down here and goes down into your common liquid line that also ties into this other chiller right here. And then they both come out here, up and around. There's your suction accumulator as well. That comes out to the compressors. And a lot of these compressors usually are individual. You'll have one compressor per chiller. And I'll show you that setup when I run across it, but some setup are different. This one here is like a regular refrigeration rack where it's a common suction line with 4 compressors, a common discharge line with 4 compressors, and it all goes to one. There's no receiver. Well, actually, I take that back. There is a receiver, and that's in underneath the evap tower outside. You got your subcooling here for your refrigeration. Let me see what else we got over here. And these run rich, man. I mean, Walmart has set points. We cannot change any of their set points. They are what they are. So if it runs back a little rich like this, that's the way they want it, unfortunately. You know, I know that that's too cold, too much flood back, but you can't argue with Walmart. That's what they want. So there's our accumulator, like I said. See how that big old ball of ice? That should be the only place where you have any type of ice. Anything beyond that should be dry, like this one compressor that's off right here. That's the one that's down. So. And this is your heat reclaim tank right here. It's a little small guy. And it works off the discharge line. The discharge line comes off of the compressors, like here it is right here. Your discharge line goes into your separator, and then it comes off the top of your separator, goes into your heat reclaim tank. Then this is, you have your water, cold water coming in, hot water going out, and it's just a little bit more efficient that way. Might as well heat up water with this discharge. And then from there it goes in, comes out, and then it comes out and it goes to the condenser. And then it condenses it down into a full liquid, because this little guy here is not going to condense it completely down into liquid form. That's still hot. So anyway, so that is a quick rundown of the rack. We'll get into a little bit more about that compressor. Alright, so this is a Bitzer compressor, by the way. So here we go, right here. Here's the tank. And the model number is a 4GE so back to the oil. So this is the oil fail control here. And there's two different types, and they look exactly the same. There's one that has a reset button right on top, which this one does not. And the other one, of course, does not, like this one. So these are tied into the box. And you got your high pressure control, which is your blue button here, which is not the problem. And you got your unloader on one of the heads. And what else you got? You got your crankcase heater and your oil float. So this thing went off on oil, but we got a little over half of an oil level. And we're gonna have to open up the can and see what exactly is going on. That motor is probably leaking oil out of there. Might have to take a look at that. And here's a controller. Let me see if I can get that in there. It's kind of hard to tell, but so you got your suction pressure at 10 psi. You got your suction set point, which is, I can't even see this shit, 6 psi. And then you got your suction temp at 4.9. Alright, so the way to reset these oil fail controls is you have to reset the power to those things. And here's my toggle switches for all 4 compressors. And this one here is lit up. See the difference? That one's lit up. So in order to do that, you just turn the power off. And you just turn it back on. The light will go away. And then my compressor should start up. And by the way, and we turn it off a little longer. Maybe I didn't turn it off long enough. Here you got your breakers to each compressor in a whole separate panel. So this is the one that's not tripped, so I was just checking to make sure it wasn't tripped. This is my contactor. Actually, my bad. This is not my breaker. This is my breaker. This is my contactor right here. So this is my breaker for compressor 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is to power to my CO2 panel. So my contactor is not pulled in. I don't see any burn marks anywhere, and that's what I usually do, physically look for burn marks, any type of shorts, rub outs, anything to indicate a tripped oil fail, other than low oil pressure. So okay, so then that's that, and then turn this back on. And you see if it turns on. Compressor's back on. Alright, so you can see how my side glass is rising up. The compressor is running. My discharge line is hot. Let's check our CO2 levels, and then we'll get into a little bit more with the oil on the compressor. Let's see if my CO2 levels are starting to change. Definitely, it's hard to tell. I wish this was a little bit better, but I don't know if you can see that. But my suction pressure is dropping down to 8 now. Before it was only 10 it went down to. So my suction pressure is dropping. That's a good sign right there. I closed it. Let's see. It's up. I go open all the doors, right? Get in there. Oh well. It's not gonna go anywhere. The other door's open. So, okay, you got a pump fail alarm because on your CO2 you have a pump safety at a certain pound, and we'll figure that out right now. I'm not too sure. I forgot what the low pressure is. I want to say 5 psi, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But we can find out in the controller. So So let me get there and I'll show you guys. Right there, I don't know if you guys can see, but I have my pump fail light is on, and there's a reset button, so I'm going to push that. Oh, it already reset, so we're good. Once the pressure went back up, it reset. So let me just reset the light. The light is just a warning. All you got to do is just hit that button. That doesn't reset the pumps or anything, it just resets this little warning light. That's it. So the pumps automatically reset, but that light is a manual reset, and it's only the light. So now that we got this compressor up and running, see, I'm going to go to my compressor overview, and that's what you really want to see. You can go to your chillers too if you want. Let's go over there and show you. See, you got your chiller. One of them's at 6, the other one's at 4. Let's go into the top one, and your suction pressure is 10, suction temp is -10, inlet liquid is -9. Your EEV, electronic expansion valve, is at 58. Your superheat is at 6, and your superheat set point is at 5, so we're doing pretty good. And then for this one, same thing, suction pressure, suction temp, inlet liquid, EV 52, superheat 4.9, superheat 5, so we're doing great. So let's get out of the chillers and go back into overview, and then we'll go back up. You got your pump on, pump status on, pump 2's off, and you only want one pump. CO2 supply temp -10, that's perfect. Inlet temperature for the CO2 is -11. Your liquid level is 15%. Let's see if it's going to start rising. Let's see if it's in the red or in the amber on 15%. So this is my 25%. We're still not lit up. Well, actually, oh, just lit up right now. Off. See right here? 15% lit up. 15 red is off. So see what happens when you don't have all your compressors running? 50% liquid level. Now we're at 25. Let's go see if it changes on the controller. It takes a minute for it to change on the controller because this controller is a little slow for reacting. So that is showing 15 still, but at least we're out of the red, out of any alarm issues. So yep, there it is, 25 now. So we're in good shape, guys. And then we're going to check the oil pressure to make sure to see why this thing went off on oil. We'll dig into that right now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and check the screen on this thing to see if it's clean or not. And then, so I'm going to pump down the compressor, open this up. So let me do that. So I got my gauge on. Right now I don't have it open. I got my gauge hooked on. Popped open my suction line. Put my service cord, or my service wrench, and then just open this up. Damn, they're gonna go in the wrong way. Let's see. Yep. There it goes. Thing's never been open. Yeah, that's that suction pressure right there. So it shouldn't be too bad to pump down. Got about a 5 psi on that. Man, this thing's tight. Let's try something that's too tight. Yeah, loosen this packing nut here. Loosen that up a little bit. That'll help us out. Yeah, a lot better. But you gotta make sure you tighten it back up once you open it, or else it's gonna probably leak out. So we're getting close to the end. The compressor's still running. See it starting to go down. See if it starts out on low pressure. check. My low pressure's not even set up. So now I gotta go shut the toggle switch off to this thing. Okay, so we're gonna close that on completely. And I gotta make sure that's closed down there. Do that real quick. Alright, so I close off my oil line coming in so I won't get any oil pressure coming in. I close off my suction. My compressor's off. I have it toggled off. I'm down to a 0 PSI, so I'm just gonna keep this off to see if there's whatever's left in here, just leave off. And then I'm gonna go around and take off my oil level indicator. So I'm gonna take off this Delta P. See, this is where it's at right here. It's a Delta P electronic part. So this is made by Bitzer. This is for their compressors. So this thing will come off. It's just like an infrared laser. It's one of my buddies at where I work at was telling me that a little laser goes in here and it takes the oil level. So we're gonna take this off right now and take this off and see how the screen is. Because if you can see right here, the oil is pretty dirty. So I'm assuming my screen is probably dirty, which is causing my compression to go off on oil fill. So let's check that out. Okay, so I got it loose right here, so I'm gonna take this off. That way when I unscrew this whole thing won't come off. So this is the first time we'll be taking this off. Let's see how it looks under here. Alright. Okay, got it off. Oop, popped right off. Okay. Got my O-ring in there, don't want to fuck that up. So that goes right in that little piece right there. So we'll just set that there. And it's just a hollow spot, check it out. So I also loosened this up too. So now let's take this off and see what kind of a mess we can make. So far so good, I always like to wiggle a little bit. Any trap pressure doesn't come running out. Okay, so this one does not have a screen like I thought it would. So, but we could always check to see the rubber washer, the O-ring on there, it's in good shape. It's not broken up. And that's pretty much how it looks inside. Let's see if I can find a light in there. For that. I'm just looking for any type of cracks on here, rips, so that'll mess up my differential. Alright, just put it back together. I'll just put it back together the way I had it, and I think we'll call it a wrap on this one. I'll just check some electrical, because sometimes electrical will cause these things to go off with the can. So we'll pop that open too and check that real quick before I leave. Alright guys, I went ahead and took the screws off the back of the compressor for the can, all the electrical components. These Bitzers have a grounded on top of their lid. Got all your wiring. This is my Delta P right here. See if I can get a better view. So that's my Delta P, and you got a gray going to my control, and then various components go out to this right here. And that's a relay. So, and then this is where my wire comes in right here for my Delta P. So now I know what it's called. So then I follow all my wires, go to these little wire nuts right here, and then they branch off here to these. Everything looks good. I didn't see nothing indicating any rub outs, any electrical interruption at all. So what could be happening, I was reading up on this, that Delta P could be going bad. So that's what it said, that when these Delta P's go bad, they'll just go, they'll trip, and they'll shut the compressor down for no given reason. So I'm going to reset it, I'm going to let it run, and then if this happens again, I'll film it again, and we'll see what we need to change out, if we have to order a new Delta P or not. So this is kind of an experiment right now. We're just going to let it run, and if it trips again, and who knows, it may not trip. It may trip for a couple months from now. We'll see. But if it does, I'll record it and get it all together. Let you guys in on it. So I'm going to put this back together, and I'll film the rest of this. So we're just about done now. Okay guys, this is what happened. I put everything back together. Earlier I called that phone number right there, if you can read it. I called the US one. That was earlier when I got here, and they called me back right now. And what was going on, and remember I was telling you guys that the compressor was coming back a little too rich, too much flood back coming back to the compressors. And 99% of that's going to be my issue, is washing out my oil or causing the differential to mess up on this Delta P. So this only goes off of your differential. He said the differential on this would be a swing of, I'm trying to find my numbers here, a swing of 20 to 50 differential on my Delta P. And the absolute minimum would be 10 differential, and it trips on 9 differential. So on my oil pump right here, this is where you would check the differential. You got your on the top one here, you got your little plus. This plus, you put your gauge on here, and then the minus right here, you put your gauge on here, and that's where you would get your differential on these two gauges to see exactly where we're at as far as differential goes. So if we're within the 20 to 50 range, this is doing good. But if not, then you know this is there's some issues going on in here, which is probably my flood back. So this is the first time it happened. I'm gonna go ahead and keep an eye on it, like I said. If this happens again, then I'll really dig into it. We'll have to talk to Walmart about adjusting some of their set points so we wouldn't get any flood back to these compressors, because it's just too much. If this is an ongoing issue, if it's just once or twice in a long period of time, normally they won't really do anything about it. We'll just come out here, reset a compressor, and move on. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes. But now we know what's going on with this, how to take my differential. My oil level's good, and we're all set to go. So I just thought I'd share that information that he told me just a few minutes ago. So if you guys have any help with any Bitzer compressors, call that number I had. Pause the video if you need to get that number down, and we'll get it back up and running. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and get this back up and running. I don't know why I push this every time this stupid thing gets stuck. So. There we go. Alright, and so we're going to go ahead and reset this compressor and turn it back on. Alright, got it on. And then I'm going to end the video there, you guys. So it's a little long video, but thanks for hanging in there. And then again, we'll get back to it if we need to. So again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next service call.